The flying spaghetti monster is the deity of the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, or Pastafarianism, a parodic new religious movement that promotes a light-hearted view of religion. It originated in opposition to the teaching of intelligent design in public schools in the United States. According to adherents, Pastafarianism, a portmanteau of pasta and Rastafarianism, is a real, legitimate religion as much as any other. It has received some limited recognition as such. The flying spaghetti monster was first described in a satirical open letter written by Bobby Henderson in 2005 to protest the Kansas State Board of Education decision to permit teaching intelligent design as an alternative to evolution in state school science classes. In the letter, Henderson demanded equal time in science classrooms for flying spaghetti monsterism, alongside intelligent design and evolution. After Henderson published the letter on his website, the flying spaghetti monster rapidly became an internet phenomenon and a symbol of opposition to the teaching of intelligent design in state schools. Christianity. Christianity is the largest world religion by number of followers, around 2.4 billion. Members of the religion are called Christians. Christians generally believe Jesus Christ to be the Son of God, the second person of the Trinity. It is an Abrahamic monotheistic religion, meaning it has only one God and believes him to be the same deity who spoke to Abraham. It has its roots in Judaism. It is based on the life and teachings of Jesus. To most of the people of his time, Jesus was a preacher, teacher, healer, and prophet from ancient Judea. However, his disciples believed him to be much more than that. They believed that Jesus was God's one and only Son, who was sent down to earth to die on a cross for their sins. The man said to be his father, Joseph, was a carpenter. Jesus was executed by being nailed to a cross or crucified under Pontius Pilate, the local Roman governor at the time. His life and followers are written about in the New Testament, part of the Bible. The word Islam means submission to the will of God. Followers of Islam are called Muslims. Muslims are monotheistic and worship one, all-knowing God, who in Arabic is known as Allah. Followers of Islam aim to live a life of complete submission to Allah. They believe that nothing can happen without Allah's permission, but humans have free will. Islam teaches that Allah's word was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad through the angel Gabriel. Muslims believe several prophets were sent to teach Allah's law. They respect some of the same prophets as Jews and Christians, including Abraham, Moses, Noah, and Jesus. Muslims contend that Muhammad was the final prophet. Mosques are places where Muslims worship. The Quran, or Quran, is the major holy text of Islam. The Hadith is another important book. Muslims also revere some material found in the Judeo-Christian Bible. Followers worship Allah by praying and reciting the Quran. They believe there will be a day of judgment and life after death. A central idea in Islam is jihad, which means struggle. Hinduism embraces many religious ideas. For this reason, it's sometimes referred to as a way of life or a family of religions, as opposed to a single, organized religion. Most forms of Hinduism are henotheistic, which means they worship a single deity, known as Brahman, but still recognize other gods and goddesses. Followers believe there are multiple paths to reaching their God. Hindus believe in the doctrines of samsara, the continuous cycle of life, death, and reincarnation, and karma, the universal law of cause and effect. One of the key thoughts of Hinduism is Atman, or the belief in soul. This philosophy holds that living creatures have a soul, and they're all part of the Supreme Soul. The goal is to achieve moksha, or salvation, which ends the cycle of rebirths to become part of the Absolute Soul. Followers of Buddhism don't acknowledge a supreme God or deity. They instead focus on achieving enlightenment, a state of inner peace and wisdom. When followers reach this spiritual echelon, they're said to have experienced nirvana. The religion's founder, Buddha, is considered an extraordinary being, but not a god. The word Buddha means enlightened. The path to enlightenment is attained by utilizing morality, meditation, and wisdom. Buddhists often meditate because they believe it helps awaken truth. There are many philosophies and interpretations within Buddhism, making it a tolerant and evolving religion. Buddhism encourages its people to avoid self-indulgence, but also self-denial. Buddha's most important teachings, known as the Four Noble Truths, are essential to understanding the religion. Buddhists embrace the concepts of karma, the law of cause and effect, and reincarnation, the continuous cycle of rebirth. Followers of Buddhism can worship in temples or in their own homes. Buddhist monks, or bhikkhus, follow a strict code of conduct, which includes celibacy. Judaism is one of the world's oldest religions, dating back nearly 4,000 years, and is considered to be the original Abrahamic faith, which include Islam and Christianity. As a monotheistic faith, followers of Judaism believe in one God who revealed himself through ancient prophets, including Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, Solomon, and others. In addition to a number of sacred texts, the most important of which is the Torah, Jews believe that the Ten Commandments are holy laws handed down to Moses by God. Worldwide, there are about 14 million Jews today who worship in religious centers known as synagogues. Throughout their history, Jews have been subject to persecution for their faith, including the deaths of about 6 million Jews during the Holocaust. The Bahá'í faith is a religion founded in the 19th century that teaches the essential worth of all religions and the unity of all people. Established by Baha'u'llah, it initially developed in Iran and parts of the Middle East, where it has faced ongoing persecution since its inception. The religion is estimated to have 5 to 8 million adherents, known as Baha'is, spread throughout most of the world's countries and territories. The Bahá'í faith has 3 central figures. The Babe, executed for heresy, who taught that a prophet similar to Jesus and Muhammad would soon appear. Baha'u'llah, who claimed to be that prophet in 1863 and had to endure both exile and imprisonment. And his son, Abdul Baha, who made teaching trips to Europe and the United States after his release from confinement in 1908. After Abdul Baha's death in 1921, the leadership of the religion fell to his grandson, Shoghi Effendi. Unitarian Universalism is a liberal religious movement characterized by a free and responsible search for truth and meaning. Unitarian Universalists assert no creed, but instead are unified by their shared search for spiritual growth. Unitarian Universalists do not have an official, unified corpus of sacred texts, but rather draw inspiration and guidance from the 6 sources: personal experience, prophetic utterances, world religions, Jewish and Christian teachings, humanist teachings, and spiritual teachings. Unitarian Universalist congregations include many atheists, agnostics, deists, and theists. There are churches, fellowships, congregations, and societies around the world. The roots of Unitarian Universalism can be traced back to Protestantism and liberal Christianity,